California is experiencing a fairly severe drought, and in some areas, there are restrictions on how much water you're actually allowed to consume. In the area of Calabasas and Hidden Hills, there are over 2,000 citizens who have received what are called notices of exceedance, which means you've used more water than you're supposed to repeatedly. And what do you know? Some celebrities have appeared on that list. So right now there's a 50% mandatory water reduction, even in comparison to earlier stages. It allows you to use 55 gallons of water per person per day inside of your home, which I think seems like quite a bit. Imagine a gallon jug of water. Each person gets 55 of those in a day. That seems pretty good. It wasn't enough for some though. Kim Kardashian's properties in Hidden Hills used 232,000 excess gallons of water in June. Khloe Kardashian used 101,000 gallons over the allotted limit. Combined, that's 333,000 gallons, roughly half the amount of water required to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So that's a lot just for the Kardashians. You also have a property listed under the name of Dwyane Wade. He used 1,400% of what he was supposed to in June, 90,000 gallons. That was an improvement though over May, where he exceeded his budget by 489,000 gallons, more than anyone else in the region. Now, we don't know that he was even there, and it certainly wasn't just him. There might be multiple people on the property, but that's 500,000 gallons, JR. That's quite a bit.
Dwyane Wade definitely likes to drink some water. Yeah, and people mentioned golf courses, of course, the constant flow of water from then, and then the watering of the grass to make sure that people can have nice green grass, so they can golf in peace and beauty. Yeah, we've seen the way that there's this tiered system within our society, and folks can break the rules, and then if they get charged more for it, cool.
Yeah, 100%. More celebrities who have been flagged by Southern California for exceeding their water usage limits. There's a 26-acre Calabasas property, which by the way, man, a 26-acre property. Oh God, that's so nice. Anyway, it's in the name of Kevin Hart. That was on the list back in June. It exceeded its budget by 117,000 gallons, or about 519%. Let's see, we've got an $18 million, 2.26 acre Hidden Hills property, which by the way, if that was 18 million, then what was the 26-acre Calabasas property? This is owned by Sylvester Stallone and his wife, model Jennifer Flavin. The property used about 533% more than its allocated budget, 230,000 excess gallons. That was an increase from 195,000 excess gallons in May. And just briefly, JR, what are they using the water for?
Like, oh my God, that's all I've been trying to figure out this whole time. Like everyone doesn't have a golf course, fountains. I don't know through the 26 acres of property, they got horses or something. Again, I'm trying to figure out exactly the gardens, these botanical gardens they've got. I don't know what's using this much water on a monthly basis.
I remember reading a story years ago about how in public bathrooms, I think it was in Tokyo, I apologize if I'm wrong, there was tons of water being used because apparently there was a lot of shyness about being heard going to the bathroom. So people would like run the water so you wouldn't be able to hear it. So what they did was they put in the sound effect over speakers of a faucet being run, but apparently it wasn't realistic enough. So people would still run the faucet while they go to the bathroom. Maybe Sylvester Stallone and Kevin Hart are really shy bathroom users and their partners are in the other room. And so all month long, because they've been eating lots of cheese, they have to just run the faucet at full blast. You may think that's ridiculous, but do you have a better theory?
There's two things. There's two things I got from that. First of all, who cares if it doesn't sound like water as long as it's noise? It can be crickets. I don't care as long as it's loud enough and it covers up whatever nasty sounds that you're making in the bathroom, number one. And number two, we have definitely found out that John is lactose intolerant because that is the go-to thought process. It's the cheese.
I am not that lactose intolerant. Anyway, by the way, I love that we're just monkeys. That's all that we are. We're slightly more evolved monkeys. So, okay, I don't want them to know that I'm going to the bathroom, so I'm gonna run the water. Because you're imagining a reality in which on the other side of the door, someone sees you go in and then thinks, well, I can't hear them doing anything, so I assume they're studying for the bar. What do you think? You're in the bathroom. What do you think they're doing?
I'm hearing this noise. He's in there for 25 to 30 minutes. And you know, I've always said this too. If someone does air freshener, lights candles in the bathroom because you just messed it up, and someone else follows you in, it smells pleasant in there. But you know what my mind says? I'm like, oh, they made it smell pleasant here, because what I'm actually sucking into my esophagus right now is the smell of his poo. It's just they covered it up. That's an indication that there's been a poo smell here, and now I'm taking it all in, and I'm taking also vanilla and maybe strawberry fields, whatever it is that you lit. I've been told there's poo.
I am now wishing that on this program I had a button that would make the sound of a running faucet over what JR is saying, so I don't have to hear it.
You're never gonna get it out of your head again. Every time you smell a nicely, freshly scented bathroom, you know that it previously was not.
Exactly. Nobody walks into a bathroom that smells perfectly fine, neutral, not good, not bad, and it's like, this needs vanilla and cinnamon.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.